beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I am Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show. Don't like his logo on his heart right now.
Oh, that is my heart. Yeah, it is.
You're wearing the MU logo.
You know, we've been trashing Marquette and
who's we?
And we have listen, Brian.
Who's we? I haven't said a word.
Have you seen Brian D walking around this office?
I mean, it's like Brian D, our program director, who very much loves Marquette basketball, is like my dog when I yell at him, coming tail between the legs, like doesn't, like not really saying anything.
Listen,
it's sad.
It is sad. It's like he has not said too much. He's just walking with his head down around the office, and I just looked at him today, and all I could do was laugh and like, damn.
But the game was Saturday. It's Tuesday.
And he's still sulking. He's still upset.
Until the next game, it's going to be tears. Tears, Chris. Tears. We have a wellness room, and I don't want to make fun of the wellness room.
It's called the crybaby room.
Is it?
That's what we call it, the crybaby room.
You call it the crybaby room?
Or the cry room. I don't call it the crybaby room. Call it the cry room.
I have never stepped foot in there.
Nor have I. I've never seen anybody in there, actually.
I've seen people in there. The idea, now, I love the idea of helping with wellness, the mental health and the wellness. Putting myself in a room with no windows that's padded takes me back to PTSD of being in Lithuania when I can hear myself think 8,000 miles away every single day of my life.
That's ridiculous. I have been in the wellness room, a.k.a. the cry room, and it's very insulated and soundproof. You kind of just feel trapped. It's not a bad feeling.
See,
very calm.
That's bad.
And it has
I'm an angry person at times.
Well, it's a perfect space for you to go in and yell.
I'm telling you, I'll yell and I'll hit the padding, and people be like, "What the hell is going on in there?"
Well, it just feels. It's not even like you don't see the padding. It's just the way that they have it insulated is perfect. And then on top of that, they got a little cooler, a refrigerator inside of there as well. Brian D has definitely been in the cry room. I mean, the wellness room in the last 2 days.
1,000%. He might be in there right now. So make sure you think about him until Marquette plays again and wins, because he won't be the same until he sees a W on the left side of their win-loss column.
Poor guy.
800-990-3776. You can call us, or you can go to YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. That is where we are streaming, at ESPN Madison as well, because text line's down. And that's okay, because we can see you and hear from you on YouTube.
We've evolved, Ben.
We are. We're a show. We are a showman show.
We are. We're a platform where you get to watch us and we get to engage and interact on YouTube. I love having YouTube fingers.
I'm an idiot.
What is that?
At my desk, guess what I brought from home?
What did you bring from home, Ben?
Wade Miley jersey.
Ooh. Is it official?
I mean, what do you mean, is it official?
Like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's official.
It's done.
He's more loyal than the other guy.
You said that yesterday.
Yeah,
you couldn't have hit it on the head anymore. Now, where I will go get that Wade Miley jersey in between the next break. But I think it's important to start with Brian Gutekunst, because I think I'm okay continuing to have every conversation around the Green Bay Packers as we started yesterday, Kyle, which is all Jordan Love all the time. He is showing us that he is the one. And whatever you want to say, the chosen one, the guy, the next Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer, the next Hall of Famer. I don't care what you want to categorize it. All I know is because Jordan Love is going to be the guy for the next 4 or 5 years, that Goody has saved his own ass. And by saving his own bottom, I mean he is forgiven in my eyes for drafting Josiah DeGuara in the third, for all those third-round picks we make fun of, for all those bad picks that we want to pick at him for, long snappers, J.K. Scott, Amari Rodgers. In my eyes, it is forgiven, because although the opportunity to hit on a couple of those draft picks and potentially help the Aaron Rodgers regime, which they were #1 seeds in 2 years and went to 2 NFC championship games in 3 years, it's forgiven, because when you put yourself in a position where you have the most important position in the NFL figured out for the next 4 or 5 years and maybe longer, you are going to continue to put yourself. Think about how you felt when they were 2-5, Kyle. Think about the doubts and the fear that you had. Think about talking about draft picks and tanking and going for Caleb Williams or Drake May. Think about what that felt like. That, to me,
misery.
If you are past misery, that takes away the failures of what were some major draft picks early in his tenure. You with me?
How we just allow for the moment to just take over our minds and becoming prisoners.
Are you me and I'm you?
Well, you are becoming a prisoner of the moment, okay? So let me just tell you this, is that Goody may have gotten Jordan Love right, but he has not done a very good job as a general manager of the Green Bay Packers overall. And I'm going to tell you this why, is that I will not forgive Goody for his lack of effort, his lack of desire to go all in to win with the greatest quarterbacks of all time, such as Aaron Rodgers. Now, Ben, as a Packers fan, one thing I know is winning, and another thing I know is heartbreak and disappointment. And so for us to have a chance to have 13 wins in 3 seasons in a row, and never once did the general manager of this team say, we're almost there. Maybe I should go all in and try to sign somebody other than these wackos like Sammy Hammy Watkins, or trying to sign a guy like Devin Funchess, or signing Mercedes Lewis, who turned out to be the best free agent signing on offense as a weapon that he put around Aaron Rodgers. I cannot forgive the lack of trying to make sure that this team was equipped to win a championship. You knew your defense lacked. You knew your defense wasn't trustworthy, though in some of those playoff games, the defense did step up and it was Aaron Rodgers. But if you chose to surround him around really good weapons, we may have hoisted the Super Bowl title. And that is the issue that I have with Goody, and I will never, ever forgive Goody for his failures as a general manager to the fan base and to the organization as a team. I'll tell you this.
I'm listening.
I won't forget or forgive the past. But instead, Ben, I will move forward with love. And that's the only thing that Goody gets.
You're a poet.
That's the only thing that Goody gets, because we cannot forget the awful draft classes and the waste of third-round picks. We can't forget the fact that you had a team that was in the NFC Championship game, and instead of investing in the offense to put more around this special gift that you acquired in Aaron Rodgers, you did nothing. So I cannot forgive somebody for sitting on his hands and making a mockery of Aaron Rodgers and making a mockery of this fan base by not even trying to build around this man. So no, he would never be forgiven whatsoever. Again, we will move forward with love.
So here's the thing, Kyle. I hear what you're saying, but what if he was trying to build around Rodgers?
Hell no. No.
So you're saying that because he missed on some, like, again.
Some.
But what if
you are a prisoner of the moment? Oh, 4 or 5 weeks ago, he missed on everything. It was awful. It was fire Goody. Now you're talking about he missed on some 2020. J Love, he hit. A.J. Dillon's Josiah DeGuara was a waste. Kamal Martin was a waste. John Runyon Jr., he plays. He's okay. Jake Hansen, You can just keep going. There's nobody on this team. I can go up to next year. Eric Stokes has barely played. Josh Myers is a questionable center. Amari Rodgers, we don't know where he is. He might be working at 3rd Street Market Hall. I was going to say he might be working at 3rd Street Market Hall. All I know. Who knows what he's done? Royce Newman, trash. Like, come on now. We can keep going. We could just keep going. He has missed on. So in these draft classes, they have about 10 picks each year that they draft players, about 10.
I mean, the Green Bay philosophy of draft and develop, they have accumulated a lot of draft picks.
You got to develop. You got to draft guys that can be developed. You can't have 40 picks and only hit on 7 of them. That is a terrible position. If you went 7 for 40 in baseball, that's still a bad batting average, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you hit a grand slam with your 7th and last at bat, that puts you into the playoffs. That might be all that matters. No one's going to forget about those outs, in game 68 of a baseball season.
Ben, I can't believe how forgiving you are, Goody. I cannot. You were doing a show called Scalzo and Bruss when the Packers were going 13-3, when there was an opportunity for us fans to celebrate, when we had high hopes of this team winning the Super Bowl, but Aaron Rodgers got frustrated, Matt LaFleur got frustrated, and all of fans got frustrated because the offense did not have enough. And guess what else he did? He let Devontae Adams go as well, one of the best receivers I've ever seen in a Green Bay Packers uniform. We cannot forgive him for his sins as a general manager. I refuse to do that. And again, I will repeat, I will move forward.
Sounds like you're going to crucify him.
I mean, I won't be doing that now. He ain't Jesus.
800-990-3776. Diana in McGuanago. You got something on Jordan Love, but do you believe in Goody?
No.
Why not?
I think that it's some of the other, fine, Jordan Love is doing really well, and I'm extremely proud of him that he beat Kansas City the other night. That was a crazy game. But I still think Goody could have did better. And you guys need to stop talking about freaking Aaron Rodgers because it's getting old.
What's your beef with Rodgers?
He's drama. Drama follows the man wherever he goes.
And aren't you happy that he's not in a Green Bay Packers uniform?
Yes, I'm happy, but you guys continuously keep talking about him.
Who mentioned his name today?
Oh. I mean, I mentioned Aaron Rodgers because of the fact that
she's your number one fan.
She is my number one fan, but here's the thing, is that I remember the past. I remember the past because it allows us to make decisions in the future. And when I think about the past, I think about what I wanted. I once was in love with watching this team play with number 12 as the quarterback.
I'm so fascinated in the hatred for him, though. You know what I mean? It is fascinating. Like, he definitely carries drama, but that is somebody who played here for so long, and how quickly you can just be like, oh, man.
It's the way he left.
It's honestly, look, it's not even the way he left. It's the way he left and then continued to try and, like, go on this PR campaign in New York.
Here's the thing about Wisconsinites. We're simple folks. We're happy folks. We like people who are hard-nosed, hard-working, blue-collar individuals that go to work, and they just shut up and do their job. That's what we like. We don't want the divas. We don't want the loudest person in the room. That's not our identity. That's not.
Well, then quiet down over there.
No, I'm speaking for Wisconsinites when I say that Brian Gutekunst should not be forgiven because of what he did. He failed us as an organization because the whole goal, the objective of every single season for every NFL team is to hopefully win a Super Bowl. When you have Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, at the helm of your team, leading that position, your expectation is that you win a Super Bowl. Your expectation is that you put all the pieces around him to win a Super Bowl. What pains me is to see somebody like Tom Brady play for the Patriots, where they had a great system, they had good guys around him, really a really great system. See him go to Tampa Bay and watch them do everything they can to win a Super Bowl. That pains me. It pains me to see a team like the Los Angeles Rams, who had their number one overall pick with Jared Goff, got to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff, wasn't good enough. What did they do? They went and got Matt Stafford, put great pieces around him, and what did they do? They won a Super Bowl. It pains me to see Peyton Manning go from the Indianapolis Colts, go down to Denver, and win. He won 2 Super Bowls?
Just one.
Just one. He went to 2. But go to 2 Super Bowls and win one. We've been to 1 Super Bowl in the last 20-some-odd years. This is frustrating. And to know that we had an opportunity and we had the GM that was not willing to go all in, push all the chips in to say we are going to win a championship while our window is open, he failed us as an organization, and it is unforgivable.
So hang on. What Goody did in the first round of the 2020 draft was move up to get Jordan Love. And this is coming off of a season in which Matt LaFleur went 13-3 at the time with 16 games in his first season. And it seemed like they were going to have an opportunity. Aaron Rodgers was talking about how they might draft a skill position player. They did. It was quarterback. Now, here's the thing. Are you okay with that pick then still?
Here's the thing.
Because you can't complain about what Goody didn't do to go all in and then eat your cake on the other side and be like, well, I'm happy to have Jordan Love.
So this is tough because I can definitely admit when we drafted Aaron Rodgers, I was fine with it because, back then quarterbacks by 37, 38, they're done. And by that time, Brett Favre was in his mid-30s at that time, getting up there in age, where it was okay for us to draft Aaron Rodgers, the heir apparent to Brett Favre, when Brett Favre, in my view, was ready to move on. I feel like Jordan Love is going to be a great quarterback. But there are a lot of great quarterbacks that come out the draft. And maybe call me just naive or call me just drinking the Packers Kool-Aid. The Packers don't miss. The Packers have not missed. When it comes to evaluating this quarterback position.
I was going to say, you talked about hitting 7 out of 40 in draft picks for Goody.
What I'm saying, but when it comes to quarterbacks, when it comes to the formula that they have, we have some type of juju magic, something going on in Green Bay.
I almost feel like you shouldn't talk about it.
Well, no, it's just like something. So all I know is above average, excellent quarterback play, and I believe that this organization would have just found the next guy if it wasn't Jordan Love. They would have just found a way to get the next guy somehow, some way.
That is ridiculous.
I would have. You could say it's ridiculous, but look at this. Everybody thought it was ridiculous that we might strike lightning 3 times in a bottle, and so. Drafting a skill position player at that time, a receiver, to give him a first-round threat, especially in that draft that has so many good receivers, that could have helped the Packers push them over the top to win the Super Bowl. And how much I love Jordan Love, it's about winning Super Bowl championships, Ben. And the Packers did not do that with Aaron Rodgers because of Goody.
800-990-3776. Let's go to Tim and Tosa. Tim, happy Tuesday. Welcome into Kyle Brust and Nortman. No, Nortman.
Hey, fellas, love the show. Hey, I couldn't disagree with you more in that very last statement that they failed to go all in with Goody. I think we're overlooking the fact that the real GM that they failed to go all in with was Ted Thompson. He will forever stand in my books as a man that did nothing to push the chips into the table.
Is
it
it
was
because of free agency?
Draft and develop, man. Look at all the success. And
so I'm saying he didn't go get anybody in free agency, right?
He didn't. Goody's story has yet to be written, and I know there's arguments for both sides of the draft. I get it. I was very surprised at the Jordan Love pick. I wanted Queen out of or the
Patrick
linebacker
Queen,
or whatever. I forget what there you go. That was the guy I was like, this is the guy. This is going to put us, and he didn't. So I think we're not going to revisit that. But I think when I look back at the entirety of failures as a GM, it is absolutely double underlined as Ted Thompson. And Goody's story, maybe we look back and we, in a couple years or whenever he's out, we can maybe have that discussion again. Another thing I think, just a small piece real quick, fellas, is success when in Favre's era was with Bob Harlan. He put people that he had faith in and trust in football operations, and he stood back and let them do their thing. Mark Murphy needs to go just as much as if all the arguments for Gutekunst or get rid. This guy
start a countdown. Start an advent calendar for the Mark Murphy countdown. And
the problem is that he's meddled more times than the success is Bob Marlin or Harlan, right? He put guys in place to be successful because he trusted their work. And I feel like Mark's not he's getting an escape. He's getting a pass. So I just wanted to chime in with that. I think it's gonna be Ted Thompson for me all day, fellas. Thanks. I'll hang up and listen. Love the show.
Appreciate Tim and Tosa. A lot to digest there. We also want to get to the rest on the phone line. 800-990-3776. We'll be back discussing with you because I think Goody deserves to not be forgiven, but forgiven for the draft picks in the last 3-4 years, because if you hit on Jordan Love, that's all that matters. Coming up next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
I said, you know what? You remind me of Brother Malcolm. I'm going to call you Brother Ben because by any means necessary, you're going to go against the grain. You're going to do what you got to do. And one day, you might get taken out.
You might as well call me Tory Lowe.
You might get taken out. You might get taken out by yours. So I said, you like Brother Malcolm. So I said,
what do you think, Tory?
More like Brother Ben,
I thought it was
Brother
more
Malcolm.
like Rush Limbaugh.
No! On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home. Roofing, windows, gutters, siding, and decks. Can Legacy do it? You bet. Better prices, better warranties. Legacy always makes it easy. Go to legacy-exteriors.com. Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set from quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
With back-to-back wins over the first-place Lions and first-place Chiefs, the Packers are now an even 6-6 on the year. They moved into the 7th and final spot in the NFC playoff picture thanks to tiebreakers over the Rams and Seahawks. But are head coach Matt LaFleur and his team thinking postseason right now?
Nope. It's one game. We gotta. Now we have another primetime game on a Monday night, and the guys got to understand. You start winning some games, and people start gunning for you now.
The Packers go for a 4th straight win Monday night when they visit the 4-8 New York Giants. Kickoff from MetLife Stadium is set for 7:15.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of Prep Mania, will feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
800-990-3776. Text line's down, but that's okay because you can go to YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or at ESPN Madison. Stream Kyle Brust and Nortman. Where there's no Nortman right now, he'll be back tomorrow. And leave your comments there as we discuss Goody. Is he forgiven for the bad draft class just for hitting Jordan Love? Because to me, I understand the frustrations of not bringing in talent that could have helped go over the edge for the Aaron Rodgers back-to-back number 1 seeds coming after a year of 2019 in which they went to the NFC Championship game. But what do they say? The draft is about the future, and we're seeing the future right now, Kyle. Let's go to Dave in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. What do you got, Dave?
Well, a couple of things. I think, one, just to correct some of the history, when Goody traded up in 2020, it was to get Justin Jefferson. Unfortunately, the Vikings went ahead and took him before the Packers could. And then he drafted the next best player available, and that's turning out pretty well right now. Another historical fact, the Packers were not always good at drafting quarterbacks. After Bart Starr ended his career, the Packers drafted Jerry Taggy, who was a first-round pick, who was a total bomb. They drafted Rich Campbell, a first-round pick, who was a total bomb. So the big lesson from history is you don't wait until your star quarterback goes down before you draft another quarterback. And what Ron Wolf did is he drafted quarterbacks over and over and over again.
And Dave, thank you for the call. Just a little choppy on the audio side. I don't know if I can confirm that Goody was trading up for Justin Jefferson. I'm sure they would have liked to have Justin Jefferson in that draft.
I believe they wanted to get Justin Jefferson, but the Vikings traded up. But then the Packers traded up to grab, I believe, Jordan Love. I think that's what happened.
I like this type of call. As we're talking Goody, we're talking his legacy, which is still yet to be, written. There's a lot that can happen. But if you hit on Jordan Love, you have a job for 10 years if he is your franchise quarterback. Let's go to Darren in Sheboygan because he's saying you want your cake and you want to eat it too. And that feels like, Darren, that feels like every day when I talk to Kyle. What do you got?
Kyle, love you, man. You wrong. The argument that, okay, we've had a Hall of Fame quarterback for X amount of years. The last time we were in the Super Bowl was in 2010. How much of that is Goody's fault? I think, was it Tim from Tulsa nailed it? That you can put that on Ted Thompson. The GM can't come in and fix it in 1, 2, 3 years. And they did try trading up for Justin Jefferson, or that's who they wanted. But once he was gone, he's gone. And if he's not the guy you want, I don't think this is about forgiving Goody. I think this is. I had the word in my head and I lost it. But this is confirming that what Goody's looking to do, he's nailing it, because guess what? How many of these weapons that Jordan Love has could Aaron Rodgers have worked with and done with these guys if the guy would have showed up in training camp, if the guy would have put everything in? Rodgers was the bad part of the equation. He's gone, and look at what's happening now. Can you imagine that? Pretty much the same roster.
So I have to
actually even a younger roster.
I hear you, Darren.
Is about to make the playoffs.
I hear you, Darren. But what I will say is, and thank you for the call, if you have to think about where Aaron Rodgers was in his career, right? Like last year, if we're being honest, were they ever going to win the Super Bowl the way that roster was constructed?
They were not.
And that to me is the biggest thing. And so should Aaron have maybe approached it differently? Sure. You could say it would have been nice for him to show up to OTAs, but him showing up to OTAs would have had no difference in last year's team winning a Super Bowl. And for someone who's been here for that long, to your argument, Kyle, I would say that is a failure on Goody for not getting the right pieces, whether it's through free agency, draft, or whatever. My thing is they never traded in season. They never signed free agents. So that's why I'm forgiving Goody for the drafts. Because in my opinion, it's hard. They should have prioritized Devontae Adams. They should have done a lot more to put them in a better situation last year. He's part of the disgruntled Aaron Rodgers. You could hate Aaron Rodgers, and I think obviously it boiled up to a point where it was time for both.
Yeah, but they used to call him Jerry Krause in a locker room.
But to put this all on the fact that Aaron, this, Aaron, that, if he would have worked with the young guys, they would have been great. They weren't winning a Super Bowl last year, and that boiled to frustration. Did he handle it perfectly? No. But did Goody do everything outside of the draft to put this team in a situation to win a Super Bowl last year? No.
I will give Goody credit for this, is that in his mind, when he drafted Jordan Love, his focus was, how do I draft guys who will develop and be ready for Jordan Love? That was his overall strategy, and that was his goal, and it's working out. Now, for for Aaron Rodgers, the issue is, as you said, is that they weren't on one accord because he felt like they weren't doing enough. And so could Aaron Rodgers have had a different mentality and been patient and say, you know what, I'm going to actually come in, coach up these young kids, develop these young kids, so by the time I'm 40 or 41, we got a chance to maybe win a Super Bowl? Yes. But when you're old like that, you don't know what is to come. As we found out this year, he ended up tearing his Achilles, and who knows what would have happened had he still been in Green Bay. So I understand the frustration that he had, and I understand why he was disgruntled. I don't agree with the way that he went about it, but I think Aaron Rodgers had every right to be upset and disappointed in everything that was around him. And my last thing I'll say about Goody and his draft classes, you can't suck a whole bunch of times and sit here and act like, oh, those other classes don't matter. I'll say this, and I've said this on Sunday Karma with Craig Carmerson. These last 2 years, he's done a good job. Like this draft class before the season started, it looked good. The one last year looked good, so I'll give him credit for that. It looks like we're going in the right direction. But I cannot forgive you for the boo-boo draft classes that you had before that did nothing to help this team, even now for Jordan Love. Because if guys in 2019 are playing better or 2020 are playing better right now, those guys that they drafted, maybe going into their next contract, this team is that much better. But he missed on too many of those guys.
800-990-3776. On YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. You can stream Kyle Brust-Nortman and get your comments there. Text lines down, which is okay because we have options for you. And you can watch Kyle's beautiful face on video here at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Joining us next is the guy with all the perspective. That's Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. He's next.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No. So you don't know what kick a can is?
No, it's a cultural thing, but I'm not going to disrespect your culture. Me and Chris have our culture, and obviously you boys have your culture too.
You and Chris being a part of the same culture is not. That's the upset of the century right now.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
Catch Disco Fever this New Year's Eve with Ho Chunk Gaming Madison and our Disco Eve celebration.
We have promotions going all day and night on Sunday, December 31st with plenty of ways to win.
Like our Pick a Prize promotion with 18 cash prize winners in the afternoon.
Plus a $24,000 grand prize awarded at 7 p.m.
And be here for our hot ticket drawings with 14 different $1,000 winners selected between 7:30 p.m. and just past midnight.
Get your New Year's Eve groove on at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
At LASIK Plus, each one of our patients is unique, so we customize their journey to them.
I have a million questions about LASIK and a busy schedule.
All good. We offer free virtual consultations for just that reason.
I can't stand my contacts, but to be honest, I'm a little nervous.
We completely understand. We'll talk about treatment day, your surgeon, and what to expect.
I really need to stay within a certain budget.
We got you. LASIK Plus has financing options to get you where you need to be. From our free consultations to our patient app to our amazing staff and doctors, LASIK Plus is making your journey towards 20/20 vision all about you. Let's talk about your journey. Book your free virtual consultation at LASIK Plus today.
Right now at LASIK Plus, get 20% off LASIK in December. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com. Must mention this promotion and be treated in December of 2023 to qualify. 20% off standard price of procedure cannot be combined with any other offers. Go to mylasicoffer.com for details.
Set your game plan for a new baseball season with a 2024 Brewers 4-pack. Pick from 4 action-packed plan choices, each loaded with can't-miss Brewers games to fit your schedule and the best ticket prices. All available before single-game tickets are sold. Plus, when you buy a pair of 4-packs, you'll get a limited edition Brewers knit hat. Find the right plan for you today at brewers.com/4packs.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Pasquale's Cantina, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Whether it's Madison's favorite half-price margaritas on Tuesday nights or fulfilling a craving for red chile sauce, friends keep coming back and new friends are made at Pasquale's Cantina. Visit their locations in Verona or Middleton today. Love the food, love the place, love the people. Pasquale's Cantina. Check out their menu and the location nearest to you at pasqualescantina.com.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
tell you what, a lot of people have opinions about Goody, but the one thing we can say about his legacy, the rest is still unwritten.
I'll give you applause for that.
Thank you. Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust. He's Kyle Wallace. Chris Larson run the show, and you can get us on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, or call at 800-990-3776. But if you call, you might not get through because it's time to talk to the Packers Hall of Famer. You can hear across these very stations on Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon. It's Mark Tauscher. What's up, Tausch?
What up? How are you, boys?
We're doing fantastic. Do we have you on like an audio system? You're not on the phone. I love this.
So here's the deal. I finished working out, was driving home to do my regularly scheduled 2:30 appearance. You guys didn't have a different guest booked during my slot this week. And I heard the phone was a little choppy, so being the teammate that I am, I said, you know what? I'm going to hustle home, and I want to make sure to get so it's a clear
Chris, give that man a round of applause.
I love that. That's buy-in.
Tausch, you are now above any guest. We're bumping everybody for old
No,
team.
I know that's not true. I know that's not true.
You know,
but
whenever
I
you
digress.
get bumped, it's Ben's fault. I just want you to know that, Tausch. I would never bump you.
I'm well aware.
Whoa.
No, I'm well aware.
We're a
And by the
team.
way, there are going to be times when I'm going to annoy Ben to the point where he's going to just say, I don't even want Tausch on anymore. And Kyle, that's when I'll need you to step up.
Good to know, because he may or may not have said that already before. So
Meanwhile, Brad will be hiding in the corner. Like, everyone just get along.
I'm well aware. So I heard you guys, and it's about time Ben Brust starts giving Brian Gutekunst some flowers. It's about time.
You've been a Goot stand to your credit through
I have, and I've been right. And I've been right.
Hey, so you were a Goot stand throughout the draft classes, throughout the failures of trying to sign offensive skill players around Aaron Rodgers.
Here's
you still
the deal.
a fan of that?
Kyle, here's the deal. I crushed Goody for drafting Jordan Love. And, Ben, I believe you were still at ESPN Madison when that happened. It was, I thought, the timing, not the draft of Jordan, but the timing and how it was going to play out. And actually, in that instance, I don't even think maybe it was wrong on that. And looking at how Jordan's playing, obviously, but the Devontae Adams is the only thing that I would say to him. Why would we ever not just take care of Devontae? So outside of those two, I think you look at Goody, and obviously he put himself out there with how he's approached this. And Sunday night was, I think, a monster vindication that his plan worked. And by the way, he's still got a ton of stuff coming with Sewell Douglas's trade and with the obviously the New York Jets part of it. So I don't think Goody could have had a better month of November if he tried. And I think the beautiful part is I think December is even going to be better.
So, Old T, Mark Tauscher is joining us here on Kyle Bruston-Nortman. And Tausch actually took one of the phone calls during the break. And it's something that a lot of people bring up when it comes to a flash in the pan, right? Like we see quarterbacks come in and play well for 4 to 8 games, and it's only been a 4 to 5 game stretch since Pittsburgh, really, because he wasn't that great against the Rams. For those that say, well, what if he's not the guy and it's just a flash in the pan, what do you say to those?
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. I just think you've seen enough now that you understand Jordan Love has a ton of potential to continue to grow. And all of the questions that we've had, where there was the horrible month of October where he did not play well, but even when he didn't play well, I don't think it was, how much of it was the receivers not being in the right spot. The bottom line on it is Jordan Love, like every other quarterback, needs to have a good offensive line in front of him. The O-line getting better. Just look at Detroit. First time around Detroit, they couldn't block anybody. And Jordan Love struggled. I believe Elton Jenkins being healthy and Zach Tom getting back to health has been the catalyst for the Jordan Love being more decisive, making plays, and that's all part of this deal. But now that he's gaining that confidence, some of the throws that he makes and the decisions he makes, Jordan Love is a legit NFL quarterback. That doesn't mean he's not going to have some hiccups. That doesn't mean he may have a bad game here or there. But I think it's fair to say that the Green Bay Packers, when they're going to be available to re-sign him, which I think is April or May of next year, they are going to love to do it because he's proven over the course of this season that he's the guy moving forward.
To me, the biggest thing in a simple term is in the start of the season, I was holding my breath. Now when I watch and he drops back, I'm confident. And I think that is echoed in his demeanor and how he presents himself and now how he's playing.
Kyle, should we have Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think it's fair. And by the way, his decision-making, and I thought in his worst part, which was obviously that Vegas and Denver, that stretch, the Rams, there was some bad football being played. He wasn't decisive, and I think that's a big part of him being more decisive, trusting it, and understanding that guys are going to be in the right spot and that the protections are going to hold up. You feel somebody that is really figuring things out as it's going on.
Kyle, should we have expected this, right? This was a young team coming into the season. And just like anything in life, it takes time to develop, right? You got to have reps. You got to understand what's going on. Should we have expected this improvement by the time we got to week 10 and 11 at the start of the season? Were we overreacting?
No. Listen, I don't think if the Packers knew that he was going to be this good, they would have put the fifth-year option on him. If Jordan Love knew he was going to be this good, he probably would have. So all of those things, it's easy to say that you knew, but you have to go out and prove it. But A, to yourself, but also to the team and the management, and that's what he's doing. We all knew that there was going to be ups and downs, and some stuff was going to be good, some stuff was going to be bad. But the part where I was the most frustrated was he came out against the Bears and really for 3 quarters against the Falcons and played really good football, and then things dropped off. And I think we put too much on Jordan and not on some of the surrounding pieces. So if I had to look back at some of my critiques, I think I'd have to look at that part of it more. But Jordan, I think you all knew that he was going to grow to the degree of how good he's going to be. I still don't think we know, but we certainly know that the questions we had, can he be the quarterback? Is he a competent NFL player? Those questions have been long answered.
Little tease here around 3:15 after Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? We're going to go through the 2024 incentives that Jordan Love can make in the 2024 season based off his play in 2023. And what looked like was like before the season, maybe $2.5 million. He can make a lot more money if this team gets to the playoffs and he continues to play like he is. So I think that'll be interesting to look at. Tausch, which is more egregious? Me never seeing Christmas Story or Kyle seeing Elf for the first time like yesterday?
I would say Christmas Story is more of a classic than Elf. So I would say you never seen Christmas Story. You just kind of dumb into it. It's on one of those channels.
It's on 24/7.
24/7 on
it looks boring.
TBS. It's not. If it was boring, they wouldn't run it for 24 straight hours, man. That's not the way marketing and business works. It's good for business, and it should be good for you.
Oh, you sound like Greg Scalzo right now. Give me a lesson on the air. Tausch, favorite Christmas movie and movie that you haven't seen that people would be shocked by?
Oh, well, I held out on Titanic forever, and the only reason I ended up watching it, I probably went 20-some years without watching Titanic.
Just to be stubborn?
That's the easy answer. What's that?
Just to be stubborn?
Everybody told me I had to see it, and you know how that goes. If somebody tells you that, you're like, no, I'm good. So I didn't. Eventually I ended up watching it. It's a pretty good little movie, by the way. What was the other question? Best Christmas movie? Man, I'm going to say Die Hard.
What?
Everybody keeps saying Die Hard.
He's trolling. I heard the chuckle. He's trolling.
Well, literally, everybody keeps saying Die Hard, though.
Well, it's like the oldest sports radio kind of silly thing to say. That's not true. I'll say I like Elf. I'm trying to think of the other classics. Christmas Story's good.
I'm Christmas Vacation.
It's not.
And Home Alone 2.
I'm not a big. I don't like Chevy Chase. I'm not a Chevy Chase fan.
Yeah, what happened?
Don't really
to
like
him?
any of his movies.
By the time I was able to know who actors were, I feel like he's been irrelevant since those movies came out. What else has he done other than having me thinking a city named after him?
Yeah, outside of Caddyshack, I am not a fan of Chevy Chase. I don't think he's very good.
Talking with Old T here on Kyle Brust and Nortman across these very stations. Does Aaron Rodgers regret the way that he went out, Old T? Because his PR tour is getting interesting.
Yeah, I think he does, and I think he's realizing that things could have been handled better. I think that was apparent. I've just seen a couple of clips before I jumped on with you guys about with McAfee, but you could tell just by the way he was acting, his actions with the New York Jets, that he should have done better with the Green Bay Packers at the end. I understood the year that he was all irritated and didn't really even hold out, but I understood that year. But once he re-signed with Goody and took that contract, I think he should have been here. I said that then. I'll say it now, and I think when he's looking back at it, I think he wishes he would have probably handled things in a different way with Brian Gutekunst, but that's water under the bridge. Now he's trying to piece together what it is that he can accomplish in New York, because the Green Bay Packers are way ahead of schedule. They are going to be a playoff team, and Jordan Love. Say it with
your chest. They are going to be a playoff team. I love it.
Well, no, they're going to be a playoff team. Does somebody not think they're not going to be a playoff team?
I don't know.
They'd really have to screw up not to.
No, they'd have to have an epic collapse if they didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, an epic collapse.
I'm with you. I feel like 66% that I'm seeing for them to make the playoffs feels extremely low.
Just wait, you pulled that right now?
No, not pulled. Like, that's the analytics.
Analytics are if that's really what the analytics are crazy. The analytics should be in the high 80s of that. You have to look. You're playing DeVito in New York. You have one, maybe two games that you could lose. Obviously, the NFL is tough, and it's tough to win. But it's not as tough to win when you have teams that are trying to lose.
Yeah, and that's where we're at now, right? Like, you got a team with the Giants who fans don't even want them to win anymore because they want to get a better draft pick to potentially force the hand of the Giants to maybe draft a different quarterback. They don't want to win.
Well, T, before we let you go ahead.
Realistically, if they beat the Minnesota Vikings, I think 8 wins gets them in. 9 wins, it's a lock. 10, you guarantee. And I think if you had a guess right now, I would say the Packers, I feel really confident that they're going to get 10 wins. And I would say it's much more likely that they have 11 wins than they have 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle Wallace and I like that because we have $10 to win 1,000. I'm Matt LaFleur, plus 10,000 Coach of the Year. Get 10 wins, get to the playoffs, and hopefully Houston misses. Old T, before we let you go, I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see. I've been raising some money, touchdownsforlove.com, F-O-R. Would love to get the Wilde and Tausch crew involved. Craig Karmazin, a CEO, pledged $1,000 for every Jordan Love touchdown. Through the help and support of many others, we're at $2,200 per touchdown. How can I best get your crew involved? I know you have a lot going on, so I want to provide the opportunity.
That's a great question. Let's. I think that's a great question. Obviously, the Wilde and Tausch crew would love to support you in any way we can. So let me talk to the crew, and we will figure out a way that we can help.
Your people talk to my people, and then we can talk. How about that?
Is that Jesse? Is Jesse the person you're talking about?
No, I want Jesse. Nothing to do with Jesse. Old T.
I think we'll have to do something with Jesse in that Speedo that he has to do yet. And if we can do that, I think that's the way we can raise some money.
I think you and I are on the same page, Tausch. Thanks for the time, dude.
You bet. See you guys.
Why'd I call him dude? Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer. You can hear him every day, Monday through Friday, across these very stations. You ever notice every day is not Monday through Friday? Every day would be Sunday through Saturday.
Oh, it is Monday through Friday. Weekdays.
Weekdays.
You can hear him weekdays.
Monday through Friday, Wilde and Tausch. Lot to digest after Old T. I thought he was really good today.
He was. He got on that kid, and the buy-in was there. Watching some Rodgers stuff beforehand, just in case.
A man's good. We'll hear from you, 800-990-3776, or on YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Get your comments there. We'll be back.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
I was about to go get on the highway, and I had the bubble guts, Kyle. Ooh. So it was either get on the highway and gut it out, and this is the first time in my life I've ever had to do this. I did not get on the highway.
No, you didn't.
I went straight, and then I went left into a industrial area, and I squatted like a dog.
No, you didn't.
And I pooped.
Wait, time out, Ben. There were so many other options.
There were not. There were not. It was life or death.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe. Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The NCAA transfer portal officially opened for business Monday, and 6 Badger football players have announced their intention to transfer next season. Quarterback Miles Burkett, linebacker Ross Gangler, offensive lineman Dylan Barrett, and wide receivers Keontae Lewis, Skylar Bell, and Chimere Dike all intend to play elsewhere next season. Chimere Dike has 1 year of eligibility remaining and will play as a graduate student in 2024. All of these transfers announced their departure on X as of 5 o'clock Monday night.
Unwrap your gift now, but pay later. Right now at Pella, put no money down, no payment, and no interest for up to 18 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely gonna need a cold one. There's the one. I'm back again with Wonder from Potosi Brewing Company. Another special Potosi holiday brew in my hand, and Wonder's gonna spread that holiday cheer by telling everyone about their latest creation.
Cow pie dessert stout. You've all had the candy from Baraboo Candy Company. They asked us to collab with themselves, and it emulates the cow pie candy. It has caramel, pecans, and chocolate. The cow pie, of course, is a dessert stout, so I would have it with a dessert. You could probably plop in a scoop of vanilla ice cream in your glass, and you would have your own dessert right there.
Thanks again to Wonder from Potosi Brewing Company for joining Ben's Beer Fridge. I can't wait to get my hands on their special seasonal beers, and you already know, this time of year, you better keep that fridge stocked.
Do more together this holiday in a new Chevy. Take on more adventure in the strong and capable Chevy Silverado. More confidence in the Chevy Equinox, winner of the J.D. Power Award for initial quality among compact SUVs 2 years running. And more value in the all-new Chevy Trax with an available 11-inch diagonal touchscreen. Bring the holidays together in a new Chevy. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today. For J.D. Power 2023 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
One of the best high school basketball tournaments in the state is back December 15th and 16th at Madison College. The 608 basketball tournament features some of the best teams from around the state and star players coming to Wisconsin next year. And you can be there to experience the greatness. Friday's semifinals start at 6:30. Saturday's slate of 4 games, including the championship and some great showcases, start at 1:30. Check out the full list of teams and D1 recruits participating and purchase discounted tickets early at MadisonCollegeRecreation.com. The 608 basketball tournament, December 15th and 16th at Madison College. Get tickets now, MadisonCollegeRecreation.com.
I have lots of fragrance lovers on my list, and Ulta Beauty has all I need to add joy to their holiday season. Shop your favorite fragrances from YSL, Carolina Herrera, Valentino, and Ariana Grande's new exclusive Cloud Pink scent. Plus, with a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get a plush robe or throw, valued at $70, while supplies last. Shop the gifts that bring joy to everyone on your list this holiday season, especially you. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
Hey, I came as fast as I could. What's wrong?
Everything's okay. I just need you to know I'm glowing up.
You just texted SOS Get Here Now.
And I stand by that because I switched to Cricket and got the all-new Motorola Razr. I have entered my flip era, and I am glowing up.
I'm gonna go back home.
I support that.
Switch to Cricket and get the all-new Motorola Razr for $199.99. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Must open a new line on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I can't do that for Jordan Love, but I'm sure Packer fans would like to. 800-990-3776.
I don't even know what that means.
Making love? Sweet loving?
Sweet loving to Jordan Love. Why can't you do that?
Hey!
Take him, man.
Baby do. February 6th.
Oh, okay. That's why.
That's why.
Oh.
Let's go to Sean in Two Rivers. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. If you could turn that radio down, that would be phenomenal, and then you can hit us with your take.
Yeah, I was just calling, all this talk about Jordan Love. Like, I agree, he does look good.
but he's only played good for 3 games. I just think everybody should pump the brakes on thinking we got the next possible Hall of Famer and all of that off of 3 games. And to go with Gutekunst and his draft picks, you go back to Ted Thompson, how many good players wanted to come and play with Brett Favre? How many players wanted to come play with Aaron Rodgers that potentially could have taken us over the edge to the Super Bowl, and they just refused to do it? Like Randy Moss, when he wanted to come in, and he was legitimately calling Favre, I don't have a lot of faith in the GM. I don't.
Thank you for the call, Sean in Two Rivers. Again, there's going to be people that want to pump the brakes, and I understand because, Kyle, who has been the king pump the brakes guy?
It's been Bruss.
And so here is why, when it clicked for me was, I think that the progression from Pittsburgh to playing better against the Chargers, to dominating the Lions, to outdueling Patrick Mahomes and playing really well, 265-ish and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Beyond the numbers, you're going to get sick of me saying this, but it's worth repeating. You don't have the 2 best offensive weapons, and not weapons, but players you thought you would have going into the season. All-pro left tackle David Bakhtiari. Nope. Injuries to the offensive line that's gotten figured out. No Aaron Jones for essentially the entire year. He wasn't.
He got hurt against the Bears.
Yeah, and he has not been the same since.
Not 100% at all.
Rookie and second-year wide receivers and all rookie tight ends. And a guy named Ben Sims who scored a touchdown nobody knew before Sunday. What else am I missing here, Kyle? Because he's a first-year starter. For him to do what he's doing with the weapons and everything that is working against him, to me, it's not like yesterday. I'll take yesterday Monday Night Football for an example. And if you didn't watch it, it's okay. Jake Browning, longtime backup, played at Georgia, has never really had an opportunity. Sure, he learned the system, been with Zach Taylor and that team for a while in the Bengals. But guess who he had to throw to? Jamar Chase, a top 5, top 10 wide receiver. And
no scrub he is.
And so my point is, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon. I'm talking about guys who have played in the NFL for God knows how long, and Jordan Love's doing it with guys that have not done it, and he himself has not done it. So for me, when people say it's only been 3 games, I just say, look what he's working with.
And there's a reason to be optimistic. There really is. And you said it's not about the numbers. It's about, all these other aspects of it. But for me, it's about what I'm seeing and then also the numbers to back up what I'm seeing. Because at the start of the season, the first game, we were all excited. You said, pump the brakes. It's too early. And then we saw some of the ups and we saw some of the downs. But in these last couple games, there have not been downs for Jordan Love. He's been slanging that pill like a stud quarterback out
Slinging
there.
the pill.
Slinging that pill, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like a stud quarterback. But then, like I said, the eyes have shown me, wow, impressive. All these great throws. But on top of that, when you have numbers to back it up, when you're talking about one of 5 quarterbacks in NFL history in their first 13 games as a starter to throw, had 4 games of 3 touchdowns or more, 0 interceptions.
With this cast of characters, and that's no disrespect, it's just the truth.
It's very impressive. And then you go on, how many quarterbacks, I think you said this yesterday, how many quarterbacks in the NFL have 4 games with 3 touchdowns or more, no interceptions?
0.
Only one. His name is Jordan Love. These aren't just lucky numbers that you have. This isn't just, he had a couple good games. This kid has a lot of potential. And when he is at his best, when his teammates are at his best, this team is very good, and Jordan Love is very impressive. That's why Packers fans should be very excited, because you're only really scratching the surface of how good he can be, because when these other guys get good around him, they get better around him, he's only going to continue to elevate his game. So we should be very excited and optimistic based off what our eyes have shown us. Don't be pessimistic. We've seen enough to know that he has talent. Now it's on Matt LaFleur and the Packers to make sure that we cultivate that and grow that.
Chris, am I 6-2-1 or 6-3-1? I think
you have back-to-back losses right now.
But am I 6-2-1 or 3-1?
3-1.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 6-3-1, and are you smarter than Ben Brust? And make sure you check out the great imaging on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Let's go caller 10 for the aforementioned Jordan Love. You get 15 questions in 90 seconds. You are allowed to say skip or pass. Kyle will be reading the questions. If you beat me or tie me, you will win a $25 gift card. More importantly, you have the pride to say, I am smarter than Ben Brust, which, I mean, you should be very proud of because I'm genius. 800-990-3776. Caller 10 to win a $25 gift card and play me in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? That's 800-990-3776. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Mr. Irrelevant. Join Alex Strofe and a featured special guest every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, exclusively streaming on ESPN Madison's social media platforms. Also, subscribe to hear the Mr. Irrelevant podcast on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts. Green Bay Packers currently 6-6 and possibly seem playoff bound after looking dead in the water earlier this year. Packers currently favored by 6 points ahead of Monday Night Football against the Giants. Giants are at 4-8, and head coach Brian Daboll announced earlier today that the team will stick with undrafted rookie Tommy DeVito as its starting quarterback for this Week 14 matchup against the Packers. Make sure to stay tuned to everything green and gold this season and ahead of Monday Night Football over at ESPNWisconsin.com. On the basketball side, the number 23 Badgers are visiting Michigan State at 6 p.m. tonight. Spartans are 6.5-point favorites as the Badgers look to open conference play in the Big Ten. You can catch that game streaming exclusively on NBC's streaming platform Peacock. Then the Bucks also taking on the Knicks in the quarterfinal of the in-season tournament. Bucks win. They face the Indiana Pacers in the East semifinal on Thursday. Tonight's game at 6:30. Pregame coverage starts
Metro
at 6
Kia
p.m.
of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Of KBN here on 94.5 ESPN, 100.5 ESPN Madison, and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. And it is time now for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust and KBN Nation. Ben Brust is on a 2-game losing streak. He's lost 3 overall, correct?
That's right, 6-3-1.
6-3-1, and we're hoping that it becomes 6-4-1 today. Ben Brust is outside just staring at me, looking at me from the window. But the angle of my seat, you can go on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, or ESPN Madison on YouTube. And you can see I'm in a safe position and situation where Ben cannot see me. But today, we will have a contestant from Green Bay, and it's Eric. And Eric, we're going to get ready to play. But Chris, hit it.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
You heard the big voice, man. It's time for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? And Eric in Green Bay, you will try your luck today on Kyle Brust and Norman. How you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Now, you're in Green Bay, and right now Green Bay is the land of winners, and it's December, and in Green Bay, nobody loses when it comes to the home team in December. Is that right?
I sure hope so.
Well, that's all right now. So here we go. With Are You Smarter Than Ben Bruss, it's 15 questions in 90 seconds. You're allowed to say skip or pass. If you do pass a question, we'll come back to that question if time allows it in the end. You understand all the questions or all the rules there?
Yep.
Fantastic. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Chris, you ready?
Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good. What do you call a scientist who studies insects?
Pass.
What is the name of the process which a caterpillar becomes a butterfly?
Metamorphosis.
What is the capital of Canada?
Pass.
How many zeros are in 1 million?
6.
What body of water separates France and England?
Pass.
Who is known as the father of the Constitution?
Jefferson.
Which time zone is the state of Montana in?
Mountain.
The stripes on the U.S. flag represent what?
13 original colonies.
Who invented the telephone?
Bell.
Who is on the
Graham Bell.
Who is on the $100 bill?
Franklin.
Who was the president of the United States before George W. Bush?
Clinton.
How many syllabi are in the word Mississippi? Syllables are in the word Mississippi.
4.
What unit of measurement is abbreviated OZ?
Ounce.
True or false? The human shoulder is a ball and socket joint.
True.
The Statue of Liberty was a gift to the U.S. from where?
France.
What do you call a scientist who studies insects?
Entomologist.
All right.
All right, you got a good showing. He got the same number of questions right that our caller got last week. We got 12. Eric in Green Bay with 12 correct answers.
Okay. Wow. Oh wow. How'd I do, Chris?
Oh wow.
Great.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
You didn't fumble. You didn't diddle. You diddled on that one where you had the question about what was it? Oh, the syllables or whatever. But other than that, it was great.
Thank you. Now, Ben Bruss is coming back in. I was so locked in and focused on the questions that I wasn't sure if Ben Bruss was cheating or not, but he was kind of dancing around in my peripheral there. I know we do have him on. We had him on YouTube, so hopefully those on YouTube can tell that he wasn't doing any cheating here. Ben, how you feeling?
Eric in Green Bay.
Yeah, Eric in Green Bay. You know, Green Bay is the place of winners right now.
That is true. I try to feel your energy because last time I walked in the studio, you guys were smiling at me because the contestant did really well, so you knew I was going to lose.
Listen, I'm on business today.
I was going to say, I was out there right outside the studio, and if you can't see, you can go to YouTube and see where the camera is. And I was standing there looking at Kyle with his glasses on, and I was like, man, this is my man who taught classes and gave tests. So you probably feel like you're in your element.
It feels good, man.
And I'm telling you, what were the classes, like 3 of the classes that you taught?
I taught a lifetime fitness class. I taught a walking class. I taught a bowling class as well. I taught a youth sport class.
Are there any classes that you took that you can create, like, or you have quizzes from that we can do verbally on the show and see?
Classes that I taught or I took?
Taught.
Oh, yeah, I still have all my stuff.
We have to.
Matter of fact, I have my flash drive upstairs, which has some of my quizzes on there.
Oh my
My
gosh.
tests on there. I keep everything.
All right, let's get to it. But I was thinking about Professor Wallace, actually.
Yeah, no, Professor Wallace, he's a good one. Now, Ben, here it is. You have 15 questions in 90 seconds. You're allowed to skip or say pass. If you pass, we will come back to it if time allows. Are you ready to go, Ben?
Yes, sir.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
What do you call a scientist who studies insects?
Pass.
What is the name of the process by which a caterpillar becomes a butterfly?
Metamorphosis?
What is the capital of Canada?
I've been there. Ottawa.
How many zeros are in 1 million?
6.
What body of water separates France and England?
Mediterranean Sea?
Who is known as the father of the Constitution?
Let's go with the English Channel on the last one. The father of the Constitution is, John Adams.
At what time zone is the state of Montana?
Mountain Time.
The stripes of the U.S. The stripes on the U.S. flag represent what?
The 13 original colonies.
Who invented the telephone?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Who is on the $100 bill?
Benjamin Franklin.
Who was the president of the United States before George W. Bush?
Clinton.
How many syllables are in the word Mississippi?
Mississippi. 4.
What unit of measurement is abbreviated OZ?
Ounces.
True or false? The human shoulder is a ball and socket joint.
True.
The Statue of Liberty was a gift to the U.S. from where?
France.
What do you call a scientist who studies insects?
Oh, man. Herbologist.
That's all 15.
What'd I get? I feel like I crushed it.
He was cooking.
He had the one where he said, what body of water separates France and England? He said the Mediterranean.
And I changed it to the English Channel.
So if we're going with the English Channel as the correct answer, Ben won by 1 point, 13-12.
13 spot.
13, yeah. I mean, hell, I'm a great professor. I mean, am I not? Got y'all sounding smart, or the questions were actually 5th grade questions.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I mean, I haven't put up a 13 spot in God knows how long.
Hey, he started feeling himself. When he did the English Channel, he got James Madison wrong there. But then he said, at what time zone? He said, bow, 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 bow.
All right, go through them all. Let's go through them all.
All right, we'll go through them as Ben wins. Shout out to Eric from Green Bay for competing today. You did an excellent job today.
Man,
Eric,
no participation trophies.
There are no participation trophies on KBN, but thank you so much for participating. So we'll start here with question number 1. What do you call a scientist who studies insects?
I don't know. You tell me.
Etymologist?
Entomologist. Yes.
Entomologist. Entomologist was the answer. What is the name of the process by which a caterpillar becomes a butterfly? And you both got that right. Metamorphosis. What is the capital of Canada? Now, how did you know Ottawa?
So most college basketball teams take trips overseas to Italy, France. Our team, before we went to the Final Four the first year, went to Canada.
Oh, fun.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, fun it was.
It was a good experience, but I would have liked to have gone to, like, Italy or France or England or Europe or something like that.
They did that right after you left, too, didn't they?
No.
I thought they went overseas.
Well, they did, but that was like 3 years after.
Oh, okay. Well, how many zeros are in 1,000,000? 6. What body of water separates France and England? You said the English Channel. That is correct.
I know. I said it.
Good job on that one. Who is known as the father of the Constitution? It is James Madison.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's all right. You need to pay attention when they did the Hamilton song a couple weeks ago.
Good call.
Remember, was in Madison, whatever it was. But anyways, at which time zone is the state of Montana? Mountain Standard Time Zone. The stripes on the U.S. flag represent what?
The 13 original.
The 13 original colonies. Who invented the telephone? You both got that.
I mean, I've had that one on Are You Smarter Than Ben Bruss 10 times.
I believe
that might be the first time I got it.
I think we did it this year, too. Who was on the $100 bill? You knew that. Obviously, you know about 100s as Touchdowns for Love.
Touchdownsfor.com. I'll be giving an update, but we're up to $2,200. I got a text during the show.
$2,200 per touchdown.
$2,200 to Guarding Against Cancer, all staying in the state of Wisconsin, to UW Carbone.
Big money.
I mean, come on now.
That's big time money. Who was the president of the United States before George W. Bush? What made you guess get Bill Clinton and not Ronald Reagan?
Because I knew there was Clinton in between the Bushes.
I mean, but we said before.
I know, but I knew Clinton was before Bush.
So you just,
I was old enough to have a memory of that.
I mean, it could have been Reagan if it was George H. Bush. There's 2 presidents named George Bush.
My point is I was old enough to have a recollection of Clinton being president.
But you're not answering the question. How did you know that was the right answer?
Because I was alive when it happened.
But did you know George W? So you know the difference between George W. and George H?
Yeah, when's his dad?
Oh, okay. Who was before his dad? I told you.
Reagan.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to get in the mind of Ben Bruss here. How many syllables are in the word Mississippi? 4. That was good. What unit of measurement is abbreviated OZ? Ounce. Is that how do you know OZ?
I mean, I made something with ounces I
thought you were a Gucci man, so I wasn't.
Well, no, I made the Sunday sauce. I made some pasta. And
anyone who buys a steak ever
knows
what OZ is for ounces.
Or drugs. True or false? The human shoulder is a ball and socket joint.
Hey!
The answer is true.
Meat is tight.
The Statue of Liberty was
The reason why I know that one, if you're curious, I have a torn labrum in my hip, and so they explained the hip is a ball socket, same as the shoulder.
Yeah, that makes sense. Statue of Liberty was a gift from where? Everybody
Thank
knows?
you to National Treasure, second one, I believe, the Resolute Desk.
Yeah, and that's 15. You got 13 of 15 correctly. Good job. Very good. Very good. How did I do? Justin,
So I think Justin and Racine chimed in on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Said Kyle needs to drop the Ben is cheating bit. Just for that, I'll give him a B+.
I said I had to make sure he wasn't cheating.
I mean, you get a B+ just for that. Now, Justin, give him his official grade because I think he was good as a professor. I think he stayed too much in professor mode in the answers. Like you got to have more fun with it. You were being so uptight. Like, all right, that was James Madison. He said the English Channel.
Listen. I win the mode. Okay, I can't sit here. You give me some questions in front of me. I got to go in the mode. I'm adaptable. I'm like a chameleon. You know what I'm saying?
So next time you are subbing for Brad Nortman on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Which
I would like you to treat the segment as if you were introducing our third hour of the show, the 414 hour at 4.
I mean, all right. Well, I maybe I like when people think this is NPR.
Yeah, I don't. If we are NPR, I'm quitting. I can tell you that much. Or not quitting because I need the money. I mean, a baby on the way.
Yeah, baby on the way. You're already putting $100 per touchdown pass.
Speaking of money, Jordan Love signed a 2-year deal in which he got a good base pay for 2023, but he mortgaged what he was going to make on incentives from playing this year. I thought he'd make like $2.5 million from these incentives. We're going to go through the incentives for this season on what Jordan Love will potentially make next year based off his play this year. That's coming up next.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Did you play cans as a kid?
Cans?
Stop playing. Y'all know what cans is? Y'all know what cans is?
Can you say what cans is,
so y'all never took a basketball. You never had, have a soda or something like that. You crush the can, and then you put it on the ground, and then you walk about 10 feet the other direction, crush that can, put it in the ground, and you take a ball, and you try to hit the can with the ball.
That sounds like a horrible game.
I don't worry about it after 5 minutes.
Don't be culturally insensitive.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Get the gift of savings Friday through Sunday, in-store only during Fleet Fest at Fleet Farm. Get a $10 gift card when you buy $50 in toys for the kids. Take an extra 20% off all varieties of wild bird food. And save $10 instantly on any $75 purchase for a limited time only with our seasonal savings coupon. Shop in-store this Friday through Sunday for even more Fleet Fest deals at Fleet Farm, where we have everything you need for everyone on your list.
Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Mark the moment with jewelry from us. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Make the beauty of your purchase match the beauty of the moment. For over 90 years, Goodman's Jewelers has been providing sparkle to Madison. we can help you preserve a lifetime of memories with that special gift during this special season. Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street, the Diamond Store of Madison.
The best is at Goodman's.
2023 is a very special year for Goodman's Jewelers. We're celebrating 90 years of serving the greater Madison area. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Needless to say, that's a long time and a lot of great memories working with you, our customers. During these 9 decades, we've never deviated from our pledge to you, which is earning your trust, delivering top-notch service, and a selection that's second to none. Discover firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers is truly a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, Goodman'sJewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You got me loser, set me free. You make me win every
Got to give a shout out to the Princeton Club because if you are a member, you understand it. If you're not, you need to get there. Best rates of the year right now. Right now. So make sure you get to the Princeton Club because they're open 24/7 with free childcare with the membership. You can find whatever your passion is because they offer something that appeals to everyone, and that's why I love it. From the moment you walk in to the moment you walk out, there's an environment and atmosphere that helps you feel like you're getting to your best self. So find your better tomorrow at one of the 8 Madison locations or New Berlin at the Princeton Club. Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. 800-990-3776 is the phone number to call. No text line, which is okay because you can go to YouTube, go to @ESPN Milwaukee or @ESPN Madison, stream Kyle Bruston Nortman, and you will be heard. Now, I'm actually sad because somebody made fun of me for the tweet that I had over the weekend because I quote tweeted me getting rim stuffed by the front rim back in the day against Marquette, and it was actually a good joke, and I wanted to hit on that. Don't be shy. You can make fun of me. Kyle doesn't do it. Y'all can.
You got, so wait a minute. You went up for a dunk and you got hung?
I got hung, and then I fell over.
Oh, no.
Trayvon Jackson saved it to Sam Decker, who threw it to Frank Kaminsky for an alley-oop. So it all worked out.
Oh.
The hockeyest of hockey assists.
I'm sure I saw it happen. I was like, oh, my gosh, white boy can't jump.
So 2 for 2 in dunks junior year. 0 for 2 senior year. That was my second dunk that I missed.
0 for 2? You went your senior year without getting a dunk?
And Bo told me in that game, he goes, "You're done. You try to dunk again, you're coming out." So I said, "Okay."
Why can't you dunk?
I can still dunk at this age. But
why couldn't you dunk in a game when you're 20 years old? Why can't you dunk?
Well, back rimmed one of them.
You're 6'2", 3?
6'1", 6'2". But here's the thing, Kyle. If you looked at high school, I could fly. When you get to college, you just it's not worth the energy to try and dunk.
But when you utilize your energy and exuded that to try to dunk and you get hung and you miss dunks, what's going on here, Ben?
That's when I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm laying this thing in.
Well, I just don't understand. How is it possible that you were not able to dunk? Were you barely dunking?
Okay, well, when I got rim stuffed, that one was in traffic. That one was.
Oh, you tried to punch in.
Yeah, that was overzealous.
Oh, you thought I was going to say.
Derek Wilson was next to me. I was like, I'm gonna hang. Nope. My back. He scored.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
I'll show you during the break. You can check it out at Ben Brust on Twitter. Quickly before we get to Jordan Love incentives, Mo from Illinois, you're on a pitch clock. Go ahead.
Sure. I'll make it short and sweet. The Green Bay Packers have made it evident after their amazing win against the Chiefs that this team is going to run the table. They're going to finish 11-6. I've been the biggest believer in this team for a while now. And anyone who doubts that is simply delusional. You don't beat back-to-back teams like the Lions and Chiefs in their respective conferences and not have a chance to win the whole thing. So now The Green Bay Packers are in the race for the NFC North.
Let the
What was
man
that?
speak. Hey, he told you to be quick and short. Let the man speak, Ben. Let him keep going. Go ahead. Keep preaching, Brother Mo.
Oh, I got you. Let's get it. The Green Bay Packers are going to be in the running for the NFC North title after running the table. And the Packers are now going to make a very deep postseason run. And I'm not ready to say Super Bowl yet, but give it a few weeks and I may be there.
What's deep? Is deep NFC Championship game or getting out the first round, the wild card round?
We'll leave Mo to his next prediction next time, and we can expound on it. But what I will say is, Mo was right once about them making the playoffs. Now let's not get over our skis here, because here's what I'm gonna say. We're not going to pretend like just because you win 2 games in the NFL automatically means you're going to win the next 5. It's the NFL, dude. Like the Jacksonville Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence or not should have beat Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals. But this is the NFL. These are professionals. We say it's a week-by-week league. I'm not saying they're going to lose to the Giants, but I can see them losing to the Bears or the Vikings or the Buccaneers, because guess what? Those teams are capable. They have talent. And the Packers are very young and are going to make mistakes. They're not perfect. Do I think they go 4-5? Probably. But to sit here and act like they're going to make a deep playoff run because they won 2 games in the regular season is too far.
Who am I to sit here and debate with Mo? Mo came on weeks ago and said,
Hey, you know what?
Listen,
who am I? Last time Mo called in, I said, there ain't no way the Packers are making the playoffs. The Packers making the playoffs, I'm jumping in Lake Michigan. My ass is jumping in Lake Michigan.
Exactly.
They make a deep playoff run. I'm not going to do anything.
I'm going to say, what you about to sign me up for now?
I'm already jumping in Lake Michigan if they make the playoffs. I'm already donating $100 per Jordan Love touchdown.
Taking food out your baby mom.
I'm running out of things to do. All right, so if they make a deep run, I'll. That means that Matt LaFleur, if they do what Mo says and they win the next 5 games, what's the record, Kyle?
It'll be 11-6.
And we have a future on what?
Or excuse me, it was 11-5.
No,
11-6. 11-6.
And we have a future on what?
We have a future on
$10 to win 1,000.
Man,
Matt LaFleur, Coach of the Year.
If this hits, I would be so upset that I put my 100 on damn Black with you when I could have put my 100 on Matt LaFleur to win 10 G's. I would have took a whole week off like Brad. I would have went to France too.
I would have came with you.
Would have been able to pay for the trip.
Got a baby on the way right around that time. I don't think I would have been able to do that. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back and go through incentives because I do want to get to Kyle's story at around 3:45. So Jordan Love incentives, and I'll tease some of these that I thought were unrealistic, right? So when it comes to Jordan Love's pay in 2024, he has a smaller base salary, but a incentive-based contract based off his play this year. Let me just read this one. $500,000 for 65% of playing time and playoffs. When I saw that, I was like, in all these ones about the playoffs and Super Bowl and conference title, well, that's $0. Well, things change. We'll go through that next on Kyle Brust and Nortman, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Yeah, let them do this. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our
No,
feelings.
come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on.
Yo, fuck, I should be doing this time. I should be 2-6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair, Don.
Need any more? One?
Us?
Yeah.
Y'all
2, 3, 4.
You're all the same.
There we go.
Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Get the gift of savings Friday through Sunday, in-store only during Fleet Fest at Fleet Farm. Get a $10 gift card when you buy $50 in toys for the kids. Take an extra 20% off all varieties of wild bird food. And save $10 instantly on any $75 purchase for a limited time only with our seasonal savings coupon. Shop in-store this Friday through Sunday for even more Fleet Fest deals at Fleet Farm, where we have everything you need for everyone on your list.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
At LASIK Plus, each one of our patients is unique, so we customize their journey to them.
I have a million questions about LASIK and a busy schedule.
All good. We offer free virtual consultations for just that reason.
I can't stand my contacts, but to be honest, I'm a little nervous.
We completely understand. We'll talk about treatment day, your surgeon, and what to expect.
I really need to stay within a certain budget.
We got you. LASIK Plus has financing options to get you where you need to be. From our free consultations to our patient app to our amazing staff and doctors, LASIK Plus is making your journey towards 20/20 vision all about you. Let's talk about your journey. Book your free virtual consultation at LASIK Plus today.
Right now at LASIK Plus, get 20% off LASIK in December. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com. Must mention this promotion and be treated in December of 2023 to qualify. 20% off standard price of procedure cannot be combined with any other offers. Go to mylasicoffer.com for details.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
The official beer of the NFL is Bud Light and has always played a role in communities. And there's no stronger backbone to the communities of America than first responders. And building on a 13-year commitment to Folds of Honor, throughout football season, there's been a donation of $3 million to the Folds of Honor First Responder Scholarship Fund. This is notable because the Folds of Honor primarily focuses on the military, and they are now stepping towards first responders. And together, Bud Light, the NFL Folds of Honor, are raising awareness for the new First Responder Scholarship Program, where they will ensure scholarships for families that sacrifice so much for the country and the communities. So make sure if you know families of the fallen or disabled, they can find more information at budlight.com/folds of honor. Now, what I'm excited to do here is a little exercise as the Packers sit at 6-6. And if I'm not mistaken, we can do a quick little game of some not mental math, because this is fractions. They played 12 games out of 17. 12 divided by 17 is 70%. Jordan Love has already played over 65% of the snaps. That's not just important for the Aaron Rodgers portion of if he played 65% of the snaps, the Packers would get a Jets second-round pick turned to a first-round pick. What matters is Jordan Love signed a 2-year deal in which he had $15.3 million guaranteed. Now, next year he has a base salary of around $5 million, and he can make $9 million in escalators. Just for playing 65% of the offensive snaps. And you want to tally this up? You want to count your dough that you think Jordan Love's going to make next year? $500,000 for playing 65% of the offensive snaps. He's already done that.
Okay.
$500K.
Plus.
He will make $1 million to make the Pro Bowl. Now, again, you can't just put that in. You got to write down what you think, yes or no.
I thought you wanted me to add it all
No,
up.
it all adds up to $9 million. This is what he can make.
No.
You got to figure out what he's going to do, you dungus.
You want me to
I don't need you to do the math.
I was like, okay.
I know. I just said he can make $9 million in
He
escalators.
can get 500. He gonna get 500,000. I'm thinking we're talking about what he got already.
He's gonna get $500,000.
Okay.
Do you think he's gonna make the Pro Bowl?
I said it. I said it for my prediction on Will the House before the season. The bold prediction. My bold prediction that he's gonna be a Pro Bowl quarterback in the NFC.
Well,
so he's making $1 million.
1.5. It's $1 million for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so it's 1.5 together, but he's getting $1 million for making the Pro Bowl. So yes, that's a yes.
$500,000 for 65% of playing time and playoffs.
He's gonna get another $500,000, so that puts him up to $2 million.
$500,000 for 65%. I'm gonna drop the 65% because we know he's played that. Making the playoffs and 1 win in the playoffs.
That one is questionable. We have to see exactly how it plays out. If we listen to Mo, it might be a yes.
No.
But
We're listening to Kyle and Ben right now.
I mean, if the Packers can get the 6th seed and they draw the Lions, if they draw the Lions, there is a possibility that they can win that.
But I think for sake right now, we can say no.
No. Okay.
Thank you. The rest are conference title and Super Bowl, so we'll say $500K in those portions. 65% playing time and a top 10 passer rating. Where do you think Jordan Love is in passer rating currently in the NFL?
Passer rating, he's had a really good last 4 weeks. After a rough start, top 15.
Chris, where do you got him?
I'll say 12th.
He is 17th in passer rating to date, so he would not be collecting.
But in passer rating, if you go back to 4 weeks ago, what was he like, 26th, 24th or something?
He's on the way up, but top 10 is tough, especially with this much sample size into the season.
That's very true, very true.
65% playing time and top 10 in completion percentage.
Now, that's one that was abysmal to start the year, but he has consistently grown and gotten better at that. I still think it might be tough for him to finish top 10 with that.
He's still 29th, despite the improvements.
There it is. So it's not happening. Not happening.
Top 10 in touchdown passes.
Now, this is an interesting one. This is one where guys have been going down across the league, and Jordan Love has been lighting it up. I mean, when you have 4 games of 3 touchdown passes or more, that's very, very impressive, and that stacks it up there. So I do think he'll finish top 10 this year in touchdown passes.
He is 5th in the league, tied with Patrick Mahomes with 22. Dak Prescott is first with 26, Josh Allen 24, Tua 24, Brock Purdy 23, and then Mahomes and Love.
Wait a minute, where's Jared Goff? Is he ahead of Jared Goff?
Goff is 20.
Is he ahead of Justin Fields?
I mean, Justin Fields, of course.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, he's the best quarterback in the NFC North.
I see what you're doing.
That's why he's the king of the North.
But that is $500K right there. Top 10 in touchdown passes. Top 10.
$2.5 million.
In passing yards. Where do you have Jordan Love on passing yards?
Because they have put so much on his arm, and he's throwing for he's been throwing for 220 plus in these last couple games. I think the Green Bay Packers are going to continue to win with his arm because they don't have much of a run game until Aaron Jones comes back. A.J. Dillon has been doing well. He's been.
I asked where you got him. I don't need all that analysis.
Okay, yeah. I'll put him top 10.
He is currently 13th in passing yards.
I got him top 10. He's going to get another half.
Trevor Lawrence is 10th.
And Trevor ain't moving.
He ain't moving. His ankle's hurt. Jalen Hurts, 29.95. Geno Smith, 29.18. He's hurt. I don't see him continuing to go at his pace. Then comes 28.66, Jordan Love. So there is a legitimate shot at him to get top 10 in passing yards. The problem is...
What's the problem, Ben?
He's got to pass Jalen Hurts and Geno Smith.
What about the other guys in front of him? Other guys in front of him can slow down. How far is it?
Herbert, Mahomes, Purdy, Allen, Prescott. It's going to be tough.
Oh, okay.
So he's got to pass Hurts and Geno.
Quite the list there.
But he's got a soft. As we've talked about, these Packers have a soft schedule. We'll we'll put an asterisk by that one.
We can. So he said we're gonna keep him at $2.5 million.
All right, moving on. Love gets $1 million if 65% playing time and team wins 10 games.
See, this is the interesting one. This is where all these games really matter, not just for the Packers, but also for the pockets of Jordan Love.
Damn! If I'm Jordan, somebody send this to him. So we should tweet this at him.
He knows it, and I bet you his teammates at a certain point will know it. If they get close to it.
The max on this portion, so there's 3 things he can do, but he can only get one of them for $1 million. It's win 10 games, 65% playing time, and team goes to the playoffs. So they win 9 games and go to the playoffs, which is possible.
So
Or 65% playing time, top 10 in passer rating and TD passes, which I don't see happening because of the passer rating.
But he's going to go to the playoffs.
If he goes to the playoffs, that's $1 million. And I think we could write in $1 million for 10 games or playoffs because it's one of those 2 he's got to hit for $1 million.
Now, did we not do playoffs already? The way this thing is written?
No. He gets 3 opportunities to get $1 million. Well, he's got to do one of the 3 I just mentioned. One of them is make the playoffs.
Okay.
Or win 10 games or have top 10 passer.
I'm pretty confident he's going to.
Where we got him right now.
I mean, if you add that on, that's $3.5 million.
All right, and this is the last portion here. $500,000 for the 65% playing time and top 16 in passer rating. He is 17th right now.
He'll get in there.
I agree.
I'll give him that. That gets him to $4 million.
Top 16 in completion percentage, I still say no. He's 29th right now.
Not happening. Not happening.
$500K for 65% and top 16 in passing yards.
I say, wait, we already said before with the passing yards, he was at number 13 right now, so that's a yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so that's $4.5 million.
And lastly,
what a lot of incentives.
I need help on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, or call us 800-990-3776 because this is from Albert Breer on Twitter. These are the escalators. What in the world is $500,000 and 65% playing time and top 16 in passing?
I couldn't tell you.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what passing is. I want to know how did his contract get leaked?
Because one of these already says yards. We have a touchdown one. Like,
have Jason call the league since he has a greater relationship with the league. Have him call NFL and ask him what is this.
Can somebody help me figure this out?
It's very important for his contract for Jordan Love to know exactly what these incentives are. What does it mean to be top 16 in passing?
And because here's the thing, he can make only $1.5 million out of those 4. He's not going to finish in top 16 of completion percentage, but he can finish top 16 in 3 of the 4 to make $1.5 million, which is all he can make in that section. So whatever top 16 in passing is, he's got to figure out. Because that's $500,000.
I hope his agent.
I think he gets 1.5 out of that last portion. So what do we get him at?
If you said, so were we getting him $500,000 additional for that last passing thing?
Yeah, I mean top 16 in passing.
So that would mean we don't even know what passing is, but we're
going to give it to him.
So that means $5 million.
And he'll make $10 million next year. That's solid.
Yeah, I'd take that.
I mean, he got a $9 million signing bonus and a $1 million base this year.
Okay, I mean, good money.
I mean, I thought he was gonna. I mean, if we have way more going into the season than all of us would have ever guessed for him.
He significantly played well, but this is a positive for the Green Bay Packers. And as Jason Wilde said on Monday when he joined us, if the Packers have to pay him more money, that means that's a good thing. So we shouldn't be upset about having to pay Jordan Love more money. That means we have as clear as picture as we potentially and possibly want.
65% playing time, top 16 in passing. Is that attempts? just throwing the thing around.
Don't know if that's the case. He's going to be audible. He's going to be audible just like Aaron Rodgers.
Completions. But what does that matter from an incentive?
I don't know, Ben.
You can't just be giving away free $500,000.
I hope the Packers aren't. Shoot, that's my money. I'm a stockholder.
Well. You have a story to tell, and I don't know what it's about.
I sure do have a story to tell. Boy, oh boy, Ben, you playing hooky yesterday.
What does that mean?
You playing hooky yesterday.
What does that mean?
Do you not know what hooky means?
No.
Oh, my gosh. What? Chris, you know what that means,
yeah,
right?
I definitely know what it means.
Just say it.
Playing hooky means that you are saying that you're doing something, but you're really not.
You're playing hooky from school.
Yeah, like you're playing hooky, not going to school. You tell somebody you're going to school, but you're not. And yesterday, Ben Bruss played hooky on KBN for why he was in Madison. He wasn't in Milwaukee for some odd reason.
Don't put air quotes in there.
He had to go to Madison to play hooky.
All right, we'll be back to hear what your beef is. I'm not into this.
We'll find out.
This is Kyle Broston-Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing great. We just got out of the Packers locker room, and the whole time, Ben, I'm thinking, God, I just want to get out of here so I can go talk to those guys at 3:30. I'm like Jordan Love, wrap this thing up. Let's get on with it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The NCAA transfer portal officially opened for business Monday, and 6 Badger football players have announced their intention to transfer next season. Quarterback Miles Burkett, linebacker Ross Gangler, offensive lineman Dylan Barrett, and wide receivers Keontae Lewis, Skylar Bell, and Chimere Dike all intend to play elsewhere next season. Chimere Dike has 1 year of eligibility remaining and will play as a graduate student in 2024. All of these transfers announced their departure on X as of 5 o'clock Monday night.
Unwrap your gift now, but pay later. Right now at Pella, put no money down, no payment, and no interest for up to 18 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive, part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
With the holiday season just around the corner, it's important to find that perfect gift for your loved one. Jim Rutledge here for Chalmers Jewelers, my go-to destination for holiday gifts. Their stunning jewelry never fails to impress, better yet, it's custom, made by the great jewelers at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. So whether you want to treat someone special in your life or treat yourself, go to Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
This is Kyle Broston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
In Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, no Brad Nortman. I'm Ben Brust alongside the heartbeat of the show, Kyle Wallace. 800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. On the phone line, text line's down, which is okay because you can get involved on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Ron in the Key chimes in, says, I played with 6 foot and 3/4 4-inch Ben Bruss. We need to see him dunk. This seems like fake news. Fine, I'll video it because I am 32 and I'm trying to get a dunk at like as long as I can dunk. I'm trying to get to like 34.
Yeah.
But if the kid comes, I might put on some baby weight, and I don't know if I'll be getting up in the air as high anymore. But I do want to give a shout out to so many of you who are involved in Touchdowns for Love. It started on Giving Tuesday, in which Greg Gard, the head men's basketball coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, they played tonight against Michigan State in a conference game, actually. So good luck to Coach. But Guarding Against Cancer has raised $7.5 million since 2016. And when Coach Gard was on, I was thinking, you know what? If the Packers make the playoffs and I'm jumping in Lake Michigan, might as well get some charity involved. So we started Touchdowns for Love. For every Jordan Love...
Are you trying to butter me up before we talk about why you were gone?
Just hang on.
Okay, because because you know
for every Jordan Love touchdown since last week, $100 for every touchdown.
Okay,
we have $2,200 per touchdown.
Fantastic.
Craig Karmazin, Greg Gard, Potosi Brewing Company, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin,
Hold on, wait.
Eric and Terry Hatchell,
Wait.
Matt and Kristen Knoll, Princeton Club, Wolf Family, Legacy Exteriors, Brian Balaga, Scalzo Family, and Zimbrick European.
Wait a minute, because you was playing hooky yesterday, and somebody had.
What are you doing? What's going on? Where are you going?
Somebody told me.
The old co-host is in the room.
So Ben.
Now you're playing hooky on me.
No, I'm not playing. That's not how you play hooky. So Ben, you were where yesterday?
I was in Madison, Wisconsin.
You were in Madison, Wisconsin yesterday. And so when my teammate, my co-host tells me he's going to be in Madison for business, I don't question that. I don't say, oh, what are you going to Madison for? Why aren't you here in studio? I trust and believe in my teammate. But then yesterday, a little birdie told me that, hey, where's Ben? I said, well, he's in Madison working. That's why he did the show from Madison. He said, oh, stop it. He lies and says he's doing the show from Madison, but really he's out there hanging out with his friends, probably at Zenbrick, getting his car detailed, swapping it out.
I should have got a detail.
I said, no, I can't know. And so today I see you, and before I see you, I see Brian D, and I'm like, hey, Brian, our director of content here at ESPN Milwaukee. I said, Brian, what was Ben doing in Madison again yesterday? He said, let me check my emails. I'm not really sure. I don't know what he was doing.
All right, just bring in Greg Scalzo.
So Greg, can you confirm?
Former co-host of Scalzo and Bruss, now a suit. I mean, he used to wear one on the show every day, but now officially a suit.
Tell me what he does in Madison. So I should be, whenever he says he's in Madison, I should question what he's really doing in Madison.
Are you training your protege?
Well, what I love, and hello everybody.
It's good to hear your voice on the air.
What I love is I was listening to KBN on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and Ben having his vein pop out, yelling about people leaving the office early. And I was thinking to myself, man, this is a different Ben Brust than I was used to. When is this going to revert back to the Ben Brust that I knew? And yesterday I saw Kyle Wallace, and I said, hey, Kyle, what's Ben doing in Madison? And, of course, it's, he's got some meetings and doing some things. And I said, no. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
What's that movie?
That movie was Ben Brust was going car shopping in Madison. That movie was Ben Brust was going and doing his errands, hanging out with his guys, dropping in, smiling, doing his whole thing.
I mean, I'm cheesing.
It was a day off pretty much for Ben.
Oh, give me a
break. Where he was able to walk around, hang out. Again, Kyle, have you ever bought a car during the middle of a work day?
Absolutely not. No. Unless I take a vacation day like somebody told me if I'm only going to be here for a half day, you damn vacation like everybody else does.
Going car shopping.
You're turning my co-host against me.
No, he's just informing me of what I'm dealing with. I'm sitting here just an innocent person just believing and trusting in you. Little do I know, I'm sitting here getting to work at 8 o'clock, working my ass off, and when I'm done with the show, going to work some more. But you're dilly-dallying at a dang car, Mercedes-Benz dealership, Zenbrick International, correct?
Zenbrick European.
European, fantastic dealership. But you're sitting there walking around there while I'm in this beautiful facility here working. You're looking at beautiful cars.
I don't know what's more dangerous, the person who doesn't care that they're basically not working or the person who is smart enough to understand how to work the system to make it work for them, and everyone thinks they're working, and then they're hanging out talking about their bets with our guy AP and Zenbrick European.
AP and I, we're collecting, baby.
Wait a minute. So this is what you were doing yesterday.
I mean, we met on business.
Stop it. What was an hour's worth of business?
What do you like in the Jacksonville game tonight? Oh, I'm on this. I've got this super tease going right now, and I'm on the verge of collecting, so maybe if I tease it this way, what do you so about that?
Why are you smiling so?
Doing?
Why are you smiling so?
Because I'm red-handed, man. Go back upstairs. Don't you have to fix the office of all those people that I yelled about aren't working?
I'm yelling about you now.
The audacity to snap on people and knowing in the back of your head exactly what you be doing. I tell you, I'm the only real one around here.
Oh, we'll catch you some point. We'll catch you at some point.
I mean, maybe if I become big time like these guys right here, maybe one day you'll catch me if I become big time.
I mean, Kyle basically said if our Matt LaFleur Coach of the Year bet wins, he's taking a vacation.
No, I said if we put $100 down and we won $10,000, I was taking a vacation. But what is the key thing?
Vacation.
Taking a vacation. I wasn't gonna go somewhere in the middle of the day.
So you guys are both in management. And I don't like this.
Out of vacation because he used it